Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. Peace and blessings, salutations, hopefully out there pushing this word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopefully the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scripture through faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, now I want to get into a lesson. All right, going into how wisdom, conquers all. The power of wisdom. Because we come in society where wisdom, especially in black culture, where true wisdom, is not sought after. True wisdom is looked down upon. True wisdom has no value in this society because this society, they glorify vanity. That's why you see the most vain, unskillful, unwise people being glorified and in prosperous position in society, because this is the mindset that the elites have put in the world. Because they, rule off people's ignorance and stupidity. People being dumbed down. This is how this man rules. Well, as we have, came back to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, one of the main themes of the ministry is wisdom. And utilizing wisdom and applying wisdom, in our day-to-day. Now, I want to get this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 10. It said, if the iron be blunt, and he do not wet the edge, then must he put to more strength, but wisdom is profitable to direct. And let's read that in NLT. It says, using a dull axe requires great strength. All right, so sharpen the blade. That's the value of wisdom. Yeah, because if you're using, the analogy is a dull axe. And if you're using a dull axe, it will require more strength, to execute the job. But if the axe is sharp, it makes what? More efficiency and less labor. You see, wisdom, drastically changes the outcome of situations. And it's something that we're learning. Like applying wisdom and utilizing wisdom drastically changes, the outcome and the efficiency of situations. Because even in the world they have a term saying what? You gotta be sharp. You gotta be sharp. Well, the scripture teaches us to be sharp in wisdom and how to move in day-to-day in practical situations. So, as the scripture said, a sharp axe, eliminates labor. And that's wisdom. You see, wisdom, is a major factor in how we live our day-to-day in applying wisdom. Because without wisdom, you create labor. Like a lot of situations we can find ourselves in is created through lack of wisdom. As El Zahab, he likes to say this saying, he always goes into how you can create your own effect. And when you lack wisdom, when you don't apply wisdom, because you can have wisdom and not apply it, and it's not useful to you, man. But going into it, how what wisdom eliminates labor and it alters outcomes, through wisdom. Let's get some examples of that. All right. When you go here, lead us in Proverbs. There's in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 22. It says, a wise man scaleth the city of the mighty and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Yeah, see, wisdom Because it says a wise man cast the city of a mighty man. You know? And one thing about it is I've been watching these these movies dealing with conquerors, these documentaries dealing with conquerors. One thing about it, and it's the Lord, because prophecy, when you go into certain kingdoms coming to power, certain people ruling, the Lord, one thing about it, the Lord to give particular generals, all right, a particular skill set and wisdom. Like I've been watching the rise of an empire of the Ottoman Turks, and that Sultan, that Turkish Sultan, Mehmet II, or they call him Mehmet the Conqueror as well, who took down Constantine. One thing about it, he utilized wisdom. He's extremely intelligent when it comes to war strategy. Okay, and he was able to take down the city. He was able to take down those walls of Constantinople, which had stood for 1,000 years, man. And that's all prophecy when you go into it, the book of Revelation, 20th chapter. Okay, that goes into, as we went into it, Satan being loose from his prison. Okay, but the Lord gave him a particular wisdom, and you go into his upbringing, he was always into books, he was always, reading, he was extremely disciplined, and he, wasn't afraid to take chances, but he did everything in wisdom. He always had a strategy, he always had a plan for the situation. You see? So he utilized wisdom and took down the mighty. Okay? And that's something that we have, because every day we wake up, man, it's a war. It's a war. It's a war on our diet, on our health. It's a war to read, to study. Okay? It's a war to do the work. Like everything that we do is a war. So we gotta utilize wisdom and strategize, man. We gotta really utilize this wisdom that we have and come up with strategies, man. You see? That affects our outcome. Okay? Like I say, wisdom cuts down labor, because think about it, you have people that catch hell tying their shoe because they're overweight. Okay? But through wisdom of a particular diet, they will eliminate that labor, okay, of struggling just to tie their shoe, man. Okay? You got men, okay, with all these trash baby mamas. Why? Because there was no wisdom in their decision making. Now they have this burden, because they didn't apply wisdom. And vice versa with the women, they had these particular, baby fathers. All right, trash. You see? Then a lot of time they produce trash children. And now, they gotta deal with the burden of that. Why? Because of what? There was no wisdom in this situation. Okay? And we coming to a time now when we're going to be faced with certain decisions. Okay? With the C-hip. Well, to deny the C-hip, all right, for the sake of Yahweh Shem Al-Shai, that's going to be the top wisdom in the world. To understand not to do that based on the promises, all right, we got coming as Israelites, and also based on the fear of dealing with the punishment for that, man. And that's the one thing about it. Fear is like it's pretty much like a safety net, just in case we might have a lapse in wisdom. The fear of what the Lord said will happen if we take that, it's gonna play a part in that wise decision, man. So in our day to day, leading up to that time, man, we have to execute with wisdom, strategize according to wisdom, And wisdom cuts out headache. Wisdom brings peace. You know, wisdom and faith through Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai brings peace, man. You know, obedience, everything, these things bring peace. But see, it takes wisdom, you know, to apply these things, man. You see? It takes wisdom for us to do that. So, we're, you know, we have been, you know, blessed with the highest form of wisdom in existence, man. Okay, and it's the Holy Spirit that the Lord, you know, allows to be upon us to understand these things, man. To understand these mysteries, man. You know? So, we really have to constantly tap into wisdom, you know, and do what? And strategize, man. This is Ecclesiastes 7:19. It says, wisdom strengthened the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. Okay? Because wisdom, because, you know, you have, even with, I was watching this movie dealing with, was it Big Joe Foreman? Pretty much the, you know, autobiography of Joe Foreman. Okay? And he was known to be what? A mighty man, an extremely powerful puncher. Okay? Now, when he fought Ali, you know, Ali understood that he couldn't go toe-to-toe, all right, and trade blows with him straight up. So that's where you get the famous strategy of rope-a-dope. See, when you hear rope-a-dope, that's a strategy. Okay? You see? Ali allowed Foreman to exhaust himself. Then he had his way with him. Knocked him out. And George Foreman was never the same after that. Like, you watched the movie, that messed him up. You see, it's one thing to be overpowered, you know, but it's one thing to be outsmarted. Like, that's a major blow to your psychology, man. You know, you seen that with George Foreman. Okay, and that's how the elect are about to do the elites. You know, because they pride themselves in wisdom. You know, their riches, their military. Okay, the witchcraft. You know, they got all these things working for them. Okay, but the elect in this lowly state, the Lord has given us the wisdom to overcome. You see? Because we already have the wisdom that we supply, you know, that we're, okay, pretty much becoming immune to these enchantments that Esau was throwing out. That's why you have the Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter. You know, it's like, damn, they said that their life are not like other men. Like, we can't get to them like we get to everyone else. They don't fall for the same enchantments. You know, they're conquering their lust. They're becoming disciplined. Okay? They hate this society that we've created. You see? And that's all being done through wisdom. You know? So wisdom, you know, with wisdom, that's how you really make power moves with wisdom, man. You know? So that's the point. You know, I just wanted to bring that out. You know, something I was thinking on this morning. Okay? Because as we get up and go throughout our day to day, you know, we got this wisdom, man. Hey, we can be in attack mode. You know? We can be on the offensive, man, with this wisdom. You see? And you're gonna have some failures, some hiccups, some setbacks, but it's all a lesson. It's a lesson in all that, man. You know? That's another thing. Learn from everything, man. Learn from everything. The wins, the losses, the break evens. Learn from everything, man. You know? And utilize that wisdom for future strategy, man. You see? But that was a point, you know, Lord will you brothers and you few sisters edified to next time. I say Shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abba, detail soon, Shalom.